Hey, good evening. Just posting a quick link to stream on Discord. Try this. Hey, Graham, thanks for the follow. Trying to the go ahead and open a game here. I'm trying to get the links to the stream set up on the Discord server. Hey, we got Joy Division in here. A great player. Oh, I think I see what I do here, maybe. There we go. Got them both posted in the Discord here. Just gotta wait for some people to join now. How are we doing tonight? Play some Scythe. A strategy game, strategy board game. See how many people are in games right now. Getting ready to finish. That game's probably about to finish any second now, and that one's getting close. Do bot 7 easy will. It's a joke name. When you play the offline mode of this game, you can play against bots, and they're named in that format. Dunking on their own talents there. We need to at least get a third in here. Play a 3-person game is fine. 2-player in this game is not nearly fun. Just need. There we go. Got Dante 91 in here. Three people? Or are we gonna wait for a fourth? Some of these people just hitting the lobby might jump in. There we go. Nope, we got, well, okay, we had 5. That's fine. Right, ready up, guys. Alright, let's start. Who we got? Got Nordic. Send one back as a warning. This is our best bet as far as an objective goes. And we've got the industrial mat. Industrial mat's not our favorite. Let's see if we can make it work. Melania's got engineering. Albion has militant. Got the industrial mat. He has got agriculture. That could be definitely be worse. Cremia's a bot, so actually really gonna help us. Okay, here. What are we gonna do? Start with trading 2 oil, getting some upgrades. Saxony's got innovative. We need an oil field to get our upgrades from. And preferably, it would be in close proximity to a village. Can get to that one. Okay. I mean, first things first, we've got to get to a village. Crimea's a bot. How are you guys doing tonight? Saxony's going for the quick mechs. Gonna have to watch them closely because after they get 3 mechs, they can invade us on this spot right here. We're gonna go for an upgrade here. We're gonna try to get our mechs cheaper so that this one worker that's on metal will be enough to make a mech. Albion's produced a metal and a food. There's a good chance now that he's either gonna trade for 2 metal or trade for 2 food and get his first enlist. Maybe get those combat cards. Alright, we're gonna go ahead and get 2 more oil. Because that's what we're gonna need to get our first upgrade is 3 oil. Getting 2 now means trading 1 more time can give us enough to have 2 upgrades and get this down to 1. So what we can do is we can just use Nordic's faction ability to hop these workers back over to this oil field. Because we can get a Riverwalk mech, but then we won't have the speed mech, and it's 3 spaces to go over to metal into the mountain, which is Nordic's Riverwalk, and back to this oil field. This oil field is 1, 2, use the tunnel 3 spaces away. What I like to do is start on this village and then move to this oil field. But we're just going to turtle inside our base here because we don't have that option with Albion in the game. Alright. Let's get our first upgrade here. and upgrade. How are you guys doing tonight? Does the stream look alright? Saxony's going for mech number 2 here. See if they invade the bot over here and take advantage of the fact that the mega player quit. Not sure what Saxony's waiting on. If they produce, they'll get another oil and another metal. They have the innovative board, so 3 metals enough for them to get their second mech. That would make sense for them to go ahead and do. They're gonna move and get the encounter. Worker and mech they already have, the speed mech to village. That's a great encounter for Saxony right there, that 4 metal. That means they're gonna get their mechs out really quickly. Incredibly quickly. Glad that we upgraded. Did. Because now it's just gonna be a race to see if they steal our encounter in all likelihood. Don't envy Polania with the engineering mat. Trying to go for enlists. See how that works out for them. Albion just got their first enlist. They went point enlist, and let's see if they got their combat cards. They did, so that's good. That doesn't puts them in a position where Saxony can't as easily abuse them. Get some oil or another in for another upgrade. We should have upgraded our bolster last time because we're gonna end up upgrading again before we move. Missed out on 1 power doing that. It's probably gonna be okay. We'll use the bolster and we'll upgrade our bolster. We'll upgrade our bolster and our deploy this time. Saxony's got a lot of metal on the ground. They're in a great position right now. And just go ahead and produce. I mean, their mechs cost 3 each, so they need 9 more metal, and they have 6. And they have 3 more produces to do, which are going to net them 3 more. So they already have enough metal. Counting what's going to come out of these produces, get all 4 of their mechs. So we're about to see the mech star and the worker star come pretty quickly out of Saxony. See what Polania does here. Took the 2 food and the popularity and the 2 resources of their choice, so let's see what they get here. Probably looking at a produce from Albion here to go to 5 workers and get the 3rd metal they need to get their first mech. The character is going to move to that encounter in all likelihood. Crying Saxony. Concerned they're going to come up here and steal this encounter from us. There they go. Move that mech from the mountain to the from the mountain, this tunnel to this mountain using underpass. Then they move the character from here, mountain to mountain they already controlled using the underpass as well. What they get out of this encounter, they gained 3 power and 2 combat cards, which is amazing for them. Right now, the Saxony's the hands-on favorite to win this game, in my opinion. Lonnie is going to get on the factory on turn 7, which is good for them. So what's Albion going to go with? They're going to get their 2nd recruit off of this encounter. So now they probably go with the combat card recruit, right? Yeah, they did. So let's think about this for a second. We want to make 4 mechs. We want to get 4 upgrades. So we want to go ahead and produce, even though it's not going to get us a mech. Because what we can do is next we can trade as our filler turn, and then produce again, get to 5 workers, and suddenly we'll have 2 metal and we can build a mech then. Saxony's probably going to produce. Hopefully they won't get Riverwalk, but they probably will. Oh, they went for an upgrade. It's good news for us. Means they might not beat us to this spot. What are they going to upgrade? Probably the move, and yes, the enlist. That's interesting. I guess they plan on trading for some food. Lonnie is getting on oil, but with only one worker, which is kind of interesting. I'm not entirely sure why they would do that. Factory turn 7 is quite good. So it's kind of a lousy factory card. Upgrade and a power. Melania might steal this encounter. We've taken too long to build our mechs. So we'll just have to see. We could produce again now, we could get one, but we can't. We'll have to trade, basically, and hope for the best. Possible Saxony could help us out and go attack Polania on the factory. Boot them off. Still wouldn't prevent them. Taking our encounter, though. Let's see what they do. They are going to attack them. Both places, it looks like. Because they moved there specifically so the character can move there in one move and then to the factory in 2 moves. Saxony has the power here to... Oh wow, okay, so they're gonna get 2 stars right here. This is on pace to be a very short game. Nope. Melania went big there. Wonder why. See, it's interesting that, okay, so Saxony was just trying to bait Polania with the attack on the factory because they had that divide and conquer, control 2 territories adjacent to the factory without a factory card. So Saxony, maybe Saxony thought, you know, either I get the combat and I don't need the objective, or I don't get the combat and then I get the objective. It's probably what they were thinking. Was Polani going to take our medal? That they do. No, they didn't. We were spared. Alright then. That's huge for us. That is huge for us. Because now we can actually produce this turn and get a mech. This has been a slow startup for us. Would have liked to go to this side. Kind of threw us off to start on this side over here. What does Albion do? They're gonna go get their other encounter. It's like. Hey, what's up, Burrow H Red? Call you Burrow if that's alright. Not too much, man. Just playing a little bit of Scythe. Got a pretty weak faction board combination right now, so we're just trying to make the best of it. What's your do I know you from YouTube? Just started streaming on the Twitch side of things tonight, so let's go. Never played this? Man, this is the best strategy board game in the world, in my opinion. It's absolutely amazing. So, we're in the early 1900s, basically, and there's this is an alternate universe, and there's this mysterious factory in the middle that's been shut down, but you have these factions, right? This is Polania, which is loosely based on Poland. This is Albion, which is pretty much the Scots. We're the Nords, so Scandinavia. Rusviet is not in the game, but that's basically Russia. You've got Tagawa down here, who's Japan, and then Crimea, which is kind of like the pre-Turkey Muslim empire. Saxony's an old province in Germany. So basically what is happening is we're vying for control of the board, and we're trying to get stars. And the way you get stars is to kind of get all of something. You can get 4 mechs. I have one right now. A mech is a mechanized war machine that can carry your workers around or carry resources. 4 mechs will give you a star. All your workers will give you a star. There's a whole list of things you can get stars for. Upgrades, getting all the upgrades, mechs, building 4 buildings, enlisting 4 recruits. For Albion is the Celts as a whole, Britain. Yeah, I get thrown off because they have the kilts. And you have objectives in the game you have to meet. You can mate for stars. And then you can have combats when the mechs occupy the same space. And when that happens, there is battle. So whoever has the most points at the end of the game is going to win. Right now we're losing, and we're probably going to lose this game because we've got yeah, Burrow, it's definitely a high skill cap game. I've played probably over 1,000 games, and I still learn things all the time. But it's really, I don't know if you're into strategy board games, but it's the best one I've ever played. It's an engine building game. You've got 4 actions down here. Bolster, which you get power for combats. Produce, which let's see here. Going to move. We have a special faction ability that lets our workers go across the rivers here. Not all the factions can do that. We're going to use our faction ability and get this encounter, which gives us some stuff for free. Let's see, what are we going to do? We're going to pay $2 to gain 3 resources. And let's get a mill, which will give us an extra medal. Or I'll stick to Call of Duty. I don't blame you, buddy. If FPS is your thing, then Call of Duty is where it's at. Thanks for stopping by. I appreciate it. You're always welcome. But yeah, if you get a hankering for strategy board games, look up Scythe. Oh. I'll follow you. Burrow says, I'll follow you, though. Thanks, Burrow. I really appreciate that, man. And I hope you come back. Happy for the follow. Yeah, there it is right there. My follower notification's working. Pfeiffer, did you get a YouTube notification that I was streaming? And do you usually? Because I'm streaming to YouTube and Twitch tonight, so I'm using a different interface, and I don't know if it triggers the YouTube alerts or not. Lania here's at 2 stars. This is not our game. It'll get better tonight. It's not right now. Burrow, hope you win and get a lot of followers. Thanks, buddy. I really appreciate it. Pfeiffer, I saw things somewhere. Okay. Yeah, you're on YouTube right now. I see that. Yeah, it's over on Twitch too. I got that set up today. I think maybe there's a little less lag. I don't recall if it was you that was saying that, or somebody was saying Twitch had less lag than YouTube Live. So we've got 4 upgrades and we got 3 max. So we're on pace to do what we want to do. So this time's an upgrade. Next time's a produce. Get the power star without any trouble. Let's see, can we... Let's upgrade combat card. And guess we'll make the mech cheaper. I mean, we have the mills, so we're gonna have plenty of metal. Bye for following on Twitch and on YouTube now. Thanks, buddy. I appreciate it. Does the Twitch stream look about like the YouTube stream? Does it look any better? Is the can you tell if the latency is lower? I think it might be. I think the Twitch one is set to low latency, but every time I try to do that at YouTube, it gives me a message says it's not going to work or something. I'm just ready for Saxony to end this game, to be honest. I've never played Nordic Industrial with Albion in the game, and this was not a great first attempt. I botched my first few turns, and margin of error was just so narrow anyway. Alright, Saxony gets 3 moves this turn. Lonnie has 2 power, 2 combat cards. So we're gonna see... We're gonna see Saxony, 6 power. Attack them. And... possibly Albion if they want to live a little dangerously in the game. They could attack us. It's got to get it back around to Saxony's turn. It's only round 11. Saxony's gonna end this game well before round 15. which with this faction board combination and this starting position is a mercy. Once upon a time, it's been a while now, but I used to have a strategy for the industrial board that just used 3 workers and just kind of turtled in the base, but I junked it in favor of a 5-worker strategy that expanded out this way, but of course that wasn't an option for us this game. Right. Let's go ahead and go to 8 workers, because why not? We're only going to produce 2 more times. Let's get our seaworthy mech here. Put the next mech up here. Alright, Saxony. Can you end this thing? Doesn't look like it. Well, rip turn 12 win, apparently. Saxony didn't want to live dangerously, because with the 3 movements, well, maybe not. Maybe what could the encounter be? It's not 3 tunnels. It's just got 1. It's not woodland advantage. He's just got 2. He's just got 2 farms. Could it be it's not have a worker on one of every type of territory. It doesn't have a worker on oil. Don't know what the encounter would be, or what the objective would be. Running low on time. What's the score now for Joy? Joy's got a 15 coin lead. No one's catching Saxony at this point. Might as well go to the factory this turn. See what kind of card we get. Spread out and try to make the score at least somewhat respectable. Oh yeah, we still have to produce 1 more time to get the worker star. For all the streams are about the same latency, to be honest. What do we want here? Let's go with twice, because I have 2 popularity. But I'll get 2 popularity off in this bonus. The game's not going to last long enough to use it, but And now we're vying for something other than last. Why for all the streams are about the same latency, to be honest. Twitch on my phone is ahead of YouTube on my desktop. Is ahead of Twitch on my desktop. He's streaming three places at once. Appreciate it. I for bet about a minute between them, not terrible. That's interesting. Which on the desktop is actually behind. Which on the not really sure what to make of that. Let's see here. Hey, look, we're in second. We're actually 6 coins off the lead at the moment with 1 star. It's bizarre. We've got the factory, which Saxony can take from us, and may do that right now. We'd still get second, though. Saxony move this turn? Can. This is the end of the turn right now. I actually do, but we'll see if he not. Of course, it doesn't matter. 2 combat cards. But I think we hold on to second here. I think we lose 4 coin, drop to 29 as of Seaworthy. Yes. Joy has 2 5s. No, don't need 2 5s, just the 5 and the 4. Yep. We hold on to second. Really played horrible that game. Bad start. Didn't play well. Wasn't optimal. Hopefully we get a little something better this next game. Let's make it. Right, I'm gonna grab some water while we're waiting for the game to fill up. Hey, Pfeiffer, you're in the game. Who ex machina instead of Deuce ex machina? All right, 4 is good. Let's go. Do. Wait, we just lost 2. What's going on? Pfeiffer, where'd you go? Got Requix. Pfeiffer will be back. Yeah, he got booted. All right. Just waiting for Requix here. And we are live. Oh, nope. We got... Looks like a creepy stranger. 5th. Ready and Lead Gamer right next to each other. Okay, we got Crimea. 3 tunnels. Wolf Among the Sheep. Both of which are doable. We've got the militant board. Alright. This will be fun. Saxony has industrial. Albion's got engineering. Rustvia has mechanical, which is a good board, but it's not as good as our combination here. Alright, we gotta watch Saxony here. See what happens if they try to invade us. Okay, Rustvia's gonna start with moving. Engineering board is a good board for Albion, but I don't feel like I play it very well. I've seen it played quite well, though. Saxony's starting with speed. See what Rusviet does here. So what Rusviet produced, so they're going for upgrades. They got that 1 oil, they can turn around and trade 2 and upgrade something. Maybe their upgrade itself. Albion's produced. Probably gonna move this turn and go get that encounter and hope for something good. Food would be good for them. Gonna spread out the workers a little bit. This is not a... I mean, all 3 of these options are good. I wouldn't be surprised to see this one, yeah. Because Saxony has that industrial board. You can get up to Albion pretty quickly. And this is gonna enable Albion to get his combat card. Yeah, there they are right there. Yeah. So what is Rusviet looking to upgrade? Gonna upgrade their make the mechs cheaper. Alright. We're gonna trade 2 food. Go ahead and get our combat card in the list and our bonus combat cards. Nicely done. Alright, there's Saxony is with the number 2 Mac. I literally forget every time I play Albion. Right? Gonna do turn 4. We're gonna produce again so we can get to 5 workers. And get ready to get another enlist and then a mech. So the next turn, round 6, I'm sorry, round 5, because Saxony's the first, going first. We'll get a metal and a food and use one of these combat cards here to get our second enlist. Next turn, Saxony's probably going to get their 3rd mech, so they actually may steal our encounter. But we'll be in a good position to get a combat star out of it if they do. Right now he's probably thinking that he can beat me to this encounter, and he can, but what he can't do is come in here and butt my workers and my resources. I'm going to be able to protect those. 1 food, 1 metal. Spend the combat card and 2 food, get my second enlist. And let's get some power, because we're about to need it. So here comes Saxony with mech number 3, and Based on what he's gotten so far, he's almost certainly going Riverwalk because he has his eye on invading us. He knows he's doing it. We know it's coming. There it is. So this turn, we're going to move one worker up here to this farm. We're going to move our character to the farm as well. And then we're going to use this 3 metal on the ground to create our scout mech. And we're going to put it right here. I think that's what we're going to do. Yeah, this is definitely what we're going to do. Albion's going to use Rally to come up to and get this encounter. Two oil and one popularity. Rustfield hasn't done much so far. Rustfield starts on Village and Metal, which is one of the best starts in the game, and it allows them to get an early mech, place it on the village, and then go to the farm or go to the oil tundra and start getting resources with a lot of their workers. Right now, all they've done is produce with 1 worker while they've gotten to 5 total workers. Just not that efficient to this point. Gonna trade for metal though. Alright. Let's set ourselves up for is it from Saxony? And we're gonna go scout. Normally we might go speed first with Crimea, but with Saxony incoming this turn, we definitely want to have scout. So we'll see if he actually attacks us, or if he just steals the encounter. Alright. He's just stealing the encounter. What's he gonna get? Is he gonna... He should do this, because this is something I can't immediately take away from him. And if he gets the recruit, and he goes for the combat card one, he'll get 2 combat cards. So it's a swing of 3 popularity, but it's 2 additional combat cards, plus he has to know he'll get 2 more combat cards off of Mayan lists. Saxony can't move this turn. And we can't either. So this gives us an opportunity to produce. And then we'll see what Sax does. He's gonna bolster. That forces our hand a little bit. He's got 5 combat cards. Did he take that in list? He did not take that in list. Albion's moving toward the center of the board. Gonna get another enlist this turn. He looks like he's doing well. Winning this game right now, despite having not done a lot yet. So normally what we'd like to do here is we'd like to trade for 2 metal and then use a combat card plus the 2 food we have on the ground to get get our 3rd enlist. Alternatively, we could attack Saxony, who's up to 3 power and 5 combat cards now. But I'd like to have the metal before we move. Just because that's going to save me a turn because I won't have to move to make a back. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and trade for the metal. Use the combat card and the 2 food to get the 3rd enlist. That's good. Recipe finally moved to the farm. They're going to start sending us combat cards. I'll put the metal right here. Because that way, if he moves into this spot to take the resources, he can't immediately spend them, but I can immediately come back and get them. So we have 2 combat cards. We'll steal 1 from Saxony if he attacks. Let's see what happens. Nope, he doesn't want any. Unless he's going to attack with 2 units, which he still could do if he has the move upgrade, and he does. Nope, he's going for Albion. Not place a flag token. Strangely, has the same amount of power as we do, nearly. He's got 5, we've got 6, but that's not the reason he's attacking them. He's attacking them because, well, he doesn't have disarm. He's attacking them because they don't have scout. Building scout meant attacked right there. That's unfortunate for Albion. Now he can't return to this spot. Saxony's been playing very aggressive. How's he doing? He's trailing us slightly. About to get his first star, so should be right behind us at 21. What three resources we get? Build a building? No, he's gonna go. What's Albion gonna do to try to recover from this? Let's see what he has available to. Can't move this turn. Can produce. Trade. Trades for at least 1 oil. If he trades for an oil and a food, next turn he can produce 2 oil, get an upgrade, produce a food, and then the turn after that move and get another enlist. And that's exactly what he just did. Thinking ahead there. Using 1 trade action with no bottom row action to turn around and get a bottom row action the next 2 turns. It's a good play. Recipe is going to bolster. Some of his metal. Alright, and we're ready to make another mech now. We're gonna move here because we want 2 units here, even though we don't have our encounter anymore. Somewhere where Saxony might attack us. Not much sense in putting 3 units there because the combat card we have plus 1 that we would steal from Scout would only be 2. There it is. Building the mech always gets us coin. Looking good there. So, what stars are we going for? Not the power star. We don't want to bolster and upgrade any more than we have to, which is really not at all. We're 2 turns away from the mech star. We're 1 turn away from the enlist star. Being able to move while we get our mechs means that we can get combats. Yeah, he upgraded like we thought he might. He'll next turn. Hopefully, Rustviet's going to enlist this turn again. Give us a 3rd combat card because we could sure use them. We got Riverwalk last time. We don't actually have our speed mech yet, but that's okay. Although going Scout first meant that we couldn't escape here, so we're going to end up using 1 move to just gain a coin, which is not ideal, but it is what it is. That's interesting. He moved. I thought he would surely enlist there. I hope he doesn't take that one right there. Okay, good. Because if he takes that one right there, we miss out on a combat card, because that's an enlist he gets. Doesn't have an associated bottom row action. Now we're going to produce. And can Saxony move? He can. We're about to find out. He wants to come back and fight us here. And it doesn't look like he does. You would think if he was going to attack us, he would bring all 3 units. Maybe not. May really want that factory card and still be planning an attack. Certainly don't like how much he's thinking about this. By rights, he should go for Rustviet, right? Although Rustviet's at 9 power, but he's just got the 1 unit there. Yeah. He may have been thinking about attacking us, but he definitely just decided against it. So, what's the game plan here? The game plan is we're going to move next turn and get out on a tunnel. That's going to do a couple things for us. See, Albion's going to move this turn. Let's see where he moves. Does he move this mech up here too? Yeah. Try to protect himself against Saxony. We're going to move out to this tunnel. We don't have a speed max, so we can't attack Rustviet this turn. We're going to leave 1 worker here and bring the mech and the rest of the workers here. We're also going to take this mech and this worker here. What that is going to do is a couple things. It's going to allow us to start spreading these workers out as we build the last mech, and that's going to put us in a position to take 3 tunnels and hopefully 2 combats. Board looks like this. We can attack here and here simultaneously, although it's going to be hard to defeat Rustviet without multiple units. So this does not look like we can turn 13. Which, if we could get 2 units in 1 turn, is what it would look like. Alright, let's take our turn here. I'm going to leave a worker here because we may end up moving this character. Gotta account for the fact that Saxony can river walk here from here. We're not too worried about that right now because it would take him several moves to get there. And we're going to spin down 3 of that metal right now. This is one of the reasons Crimea Militant is just so amazing. Here we are at turn 12. And we can get 1 star in turn 12, right? We can get the enlist star by trading for some food. But then the next turn, we could theoretically get 4 stars. Get an objective, 2 combats, and the mech star all in 1 turn. Now, are we going to do it? No. Saxony's clustered up into 3. Rustviet has 9 power. Don't have a move upgrade. So is that happening? No. But it can be done. In turn 13 with Crimea Militant. So now we're going to spread out. How's Albion in this game? Doing alright. Saxony set him back significantly. Who are we going to attack? I think maybe we should attack Rustviet. Do a little bit of a bluff. Oh, he's going to consolidate. Doesn't matter though, we have Scout. He's just sitting on 2 combat cards. What mechs does he have? He has Riverwalk and Speed. Thing is, we can't move this turn. So there's a good chance that he produces, gets 4 food and turns around and gets his 2 combat cards off of his enlist. I'll be back in 30 seconds. Alright, Russ is taking his turn now. Produce? Yes, he did. See if he gets his combat cards. We'd expect him to. And yes, he did. Alright. It's time to move. What are we gonna do here? Start spreading out. And let's see if we can drain some power off of Rusviet. Alright, he's down to 3 combat cards now, and we took his 5, so let's doesn't really matter. We don't, these combat cards we just need for battle now, so let's just throw one of them and see what happens here. That was the right call. Rusviet went for broke just then. And now we get the control at least 3 tunnels at the end of the turn. Suddenly we're at 4 stars. Let's see what Saxony does now. Because Rusviet just made himself an easy target.
Probably shouldn't leave that in your car overnight.
Saxony playing Kingmaker a bit, completely jamming me up and letting Crimea spread. It made a bit of sense when I was in the lead, but Rusty and I are at 17 and Crimea at 40 odd. I think we're at 50 now. We just hit 50. Yeah, I'm not sure what Saxony's in-game is here. He just seems to be encounter hunting, hoping for the best. Honestly, I think he's just trying to keep me from getting another combat. That's great. Rusviet's gonna spread out. And he just used a move, so he build a building, but he can't get any more combat cards. So we're probably not gonna have any trouble getting another combat off him. So what do we do this turn? Because we don't have something clearly to do. Hey, let's trade for 2 metal. And the reason we do that is so that next turn, if we can only get 1 combat off of Rusviet, then we can use this metal to turn around and use this bottom action to get 4 coins. I mean, we might as well. It's a 3 coin increase. It looks like this could be the end of the game here. Saxony's gonna boot another one of my workers, but probably too little too late. I have 27 coin, he has 25 total total points. He's going to boot Rustviet back to base, though. He should have booted Rustviet twice. He's knocking Rustviet down to 0 power. He'll have no trouble getting combat off of him. Saxony has 3 combat cards, but he's had more than that. So there's a decent chance he has a good card like a 5. Now it's easy to beat Rustviet. We just steal the 1 combat card. That is if he doesn't retreat back into his home base. We won't have to throw anything whatsoever against him. Saxony's different. Saxony we can only attack on a tunnel. He's got disarm, so we'd lose 2 power and we'd drop to 4. Then the max we could throw would be 9. 4 in the 5 card. Saxony has a 5 card. He throws it and all his power, and he should, if he has it, he'll win that. Means we're sitting on 0 power. And all our mechs would be back at base. Although we'd probably attack with this one and this one. Although Albion may change things up for us. They have too many combat cards though. They might drain Saxony a little bit. What mech abilities do they have? Just rally. So Saxony's not going to lose 2 power just by virtue of fighting Albion. Ooh. Albion went for broke there. Rustviet stays there. This is game. Rustviet quit. Alright, this should be game. But Rustviet just got some power. That doesn't matter. Just joined us from me and Militant, and we're about to win our game here. In round 15. And that's game. That is Crummy and Militant in 15 turns. Gonna take a short break here, but I'll be back on in less than an hour here, so come back and join us.